Hello. How's everyone doing today? Well, for some reason, I'm having technical difficulties. It always happens when I'm super excited about going to a specific place, too. Go figure, right? Anyway, so here I am, Bay Lady here, Sharon Schultz. I am coming to you from what has been called Baltimore's $1 billion ghost town. And I've been here for a bit and I see nothing much has changed. So it's still pretty much it. So where am I, right? Well, I am at what is a neighborhood that has been reimagined. Um, it has, like so many Baltimore neighborhoods, and there's several that have become multi just multi-use areas. In other words, nothing is zoned separately. Like it doesn't have to be zoned residential or commercial. The multi-use means it can be everything. Okay, they have done that to several places, brand new neighborhoods that have popped up in Baltimore on the other side of the harbor, actually, namely Harbor East and Harbor Point. And within the next few years, they are going to do the same to the inner harbor, to Harbor Place. Where we are now, was once called Port Covington. It was the home of the ginormous Baltimore Sun newspapers. This is where they printed the newspapers. In fact, the building that housed them had a foundation, a concrete foundation, like many times thicker than the normal, so that it could house all those heavy printing presses and such. So concrete's still there. Got tennis courts and pickleball on top of it, and basketball. I guess it was easier than trying to break up those unheard of humongous slabs, right? As I'm standing here, the sun's going away. What the heck? This was supposed to be a gorgeous day. It still is, if not a bit breezy, but then we are on the waterfront. So, anyway, back to my story. Where we are is what was once Port Covington. Everything here now is gone. Super Walmart, bye. No, no trace to be seen. Today, this is called the Baltimore Peninsula. And it is on a peninsula. If you were to be walking, it wouldn't be easy to access some of the other neighborhoods here in the area, like Federal Hill, for instance. So this has kind of been one of those multi-use things that was built here. This was completed probably 2023, 24. Well, actually, it's not completed. They never started phase two. Phase two was supposed to encompass high rise buildings like Dubai along the harbor. But money, funding, anyway, they need to right now deal with what they have going on here. So let me turn this baby around. Hang on. Okay, now you can see what I see, which isn't much. So let me show you the good stuff. Okay. All right. What you're looking at, that is the Sagamore Brewery. Let me just give you a panoramic here. Okay. This is Sagamore. Sagamore is a whiskey. Yay. They do they have distillery tours, they have whiskey tasting, there's a whiskey bar in there. And then over across the way here is the brewery itself. You can see some of the equipment in the center there by the window. And now you're looking at one of the main streets, Cromwell Street. This is the main drag that goes through Baltimore Peninsula. These are apartments. Beginning rent on these apartments starts at $2,500 per month, and you get, depending on your floor, I guess the higher the floor, the better the view. I'm not surprised. They have rooftop parks. Again, it is the multi usage thing going on here. So this building right here in front of us is the Rice Street Tavern. So Sagamore has Rice Street Tavern, the whiskey tasting bar, and the distillery itself. Okay. Sagamore is owned by a native Baltimorean billionaire. Um, and he also owns Under Armour up here ahead. This is a stadium. Of course, your community can't be, can't be complete without having sports. And Kevin Plank, who's the CEO of Under Armour, made sure that would be a happening thing. As he's done for most of Maryland, most of the high schools, on their sports t-shirt and equipment, you can see that Under Armour sign there. So kind of interesting. I don't know who is doing this. Yeah, that Under Armour sign. So you'll see it on a lot of the equipment in the high schools and such. Kevin has donated, land and things for recreational usage. And he's also as I said, he's got Under Armour, and he's put the global headquarters here in Baltimore. He owns Sagamore. Sagamore, this was the first thing here on the peninsula. As buildings were still being demolished, I believe the Baltimore Sun paper printing plant might still have been standing when this went up. Anyway, the Under Armour Stadium there is one of the new additions to this community. And then here is the community itself. Now, Kevin Plank is the biggest investor here in the Baltimore Peninsula also. There were to be, where I'm pointing the camera along that end, there were to be very tall buildings. They actually did describe it as being Dubai-like, right? Dubai-like. So he's kind of been responsible for so much, but the problem is along came COVID, and with COVID, things didn't come back the same. So this complex, okay, you've got shops, you've got offices, you've got green spaces, and you have residential. And the offices never came back, some businesses. Businesses aren't as big as they were pre-COVID. They don't need as much space as they had pre-COVID. And so with lack of businesses, well, why does anybody live here? Right? So you don't have the amount of residents coming in that you would have hoped for. And so without the residents, without the businesses and the residents, the shops don't have a chance. Lunchtime menus, okay, it's noontime. Do you see anybody? Do you see anything open? Starters. That's what we need to see what's open. We'll take a little walk and find out. I know that the Rice Street Tavern, there's people in there. I assume they're open for lunch or what have you. But other than that, where do folks go, right? So let's find out. We're going to look at these buildings right across here. Actually, we'll cut across to the other street through here. Now, these are luxury apartments. I mean, these were meant to be, um, I don't know, maybe a step or two above average affordable housing. Well, I don't think I could afford to live on that top um, layer up there. You know, I really don't think I could. Hold on here. Oh, no, 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 come back. Good Lord. Okay. Baltimore Peninsula. Oh, right. And there's pay parking everywhere, right? Pay parking. So I wonder who is enforcing that because I sure don't see don't see anybody there, not at all. Go figure. Not at all. Okay, Baltimore Peninsula, there's the sign. And look how pretty it is, right? These are apartments. Look. And some of them are occupied. You can tell uh, from the patio furniture, I suppose, because some have it and some don't. Okay, especially the ones with the plants, right? Somebody lives there to water those plants. Okay, so that's good. And look, there's little terrace apartments over here, or are they business offices? They could be either. Over here, this is supposed to be shops. And this is bringing us out to, I think there's maybe three main roads that cut across here, I think. Only three, just three. Hang on one. This side of the building are hallways where you enter the apartments, and then the apartments go all the way through to the other side for the view. All right, that makes complete sense. Did you notice all the little signs in some of the stores? Coming soon, across the street, future home of Everbrook Academy. And then more apartments. Some of them are occupied, looks like. Down here again on the bottom, empty. Okay, so this is the second street over. There are three streets. Yeah, there's one. Oh, there's one that goes behind the street, that runs along closer to I-95. We've got I-95 here as well. So I just didn't mean to backtrack, but I want to show you this fence over here across the street. That's the Baltimore Sun slab, as they call it. The slab of the Baltimore Sun, concrete thick enough to hold printing presses. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, gosh. Worried for a minute. Somebody's got duck statues in their window. Um, Across the street, first floor, left corner. There's a duck in those windows, two ducks. Interesting. Look how the apartments change, too. That first level has windows, and then the upper levels have little balconies. I wouldn't call them a deck, definitely balcony. But over here, this is all the concrete area. And this little street here is just kind of more of the same. That looks like the front entrance of this apartment building. And then across the street, perhaps offices, businesses, not sure. Not sure. Way down there is all non affordable housing. I do mean non, that's all by the river, right on the river, actually, and also not part of this development. You can see I-95 behind us. Actually, you can hear I-95 behind us. Heard it the whole time we've been here. Now, here's one bus. Both bus lines run here. There's the Metro bus line that goes throughout the city that is fare that requires a fare, and there's also the Charm City Circulator, which is a free bus service that covers most of the downtown area and does come out here. But the buses aren't as frequent as they would be, say, in other areas, unfortunately. So, pooh, I want to walk over here down the sidewalk where these guys are working. I guess I'm going to have to go out into the street a bit, get around them. It's quiet here, except for this construction stuff over here, and I-95. Get around this weird while nothing is coming my way. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, you hearing the highway there, right? There it is in all its glory, I-95, the whole back end. And see, here's another building. And again, that's apartments behind this one. I guess offices and such. Not seeing a whole lot of shops, you know. I'm kind of thinking, where's the food? There was supposed to be a market to open here. Oh, here's a bill. Okay, this is another apartment building, the Rye House, now leasing studios to 3 bedrooms. Premium amenities include club room, lounge, billiard room, workout studio, and rooftop terrace with waterfront views. Definitely still under construction there. Over here, offices, looks like offices. On that first floor there, it looks like office desks and such. Rye House Apartments for lease. Oh, you can check them out. See them online. It's liveryehouse.com. Easy peasy. This is a nice covering they've got for old Rye House here. For sure. Peekaboo. Coming soon, the Inspired Nail Bar. Yeah, I haven't had a manicure. Oh my goodness. I'm embarrassed. I don't think I've had a manicure since I got married. And that was a very long time ago. Market Alley. Okay, I have to see this. There was supposed to be a outdoor market here in 2024. And I never heard anything about it. I've never seen it. So there was a sign there that said market with an arrow pointing this way. So let's see what we got. See what we got. Live something coming soon. I don't know what that is. The flowers are pretty. Autumn mums. Mums are so nice. I wish they smelled better though. Oh look, this live, whatever it is, live K is, look, the whole bottom here. And I don't see a market. I like these walkways with stone. Oh, what is this? This looks like a garage. There's no market back here. Really, guys? 2024, where'd it go? My word. Let's walk over this side. We'll see what might be over there. Cute little area. Okay, this is still part of the live K coming soon. I wish I knew, but it's the whole bottom floor of this building right here. Whatever it is. This looks like offices, meeting rooms, and such. All right, let's see what's over this way. Reposition. Okay. I think there's something in this bottom floor over here. I need to go see. Vegan. What does it say? Bar vegan. It's not open yet. Not open for the day yet, maybe. It's got table and chairs all set. They got chopsticks. Okay, so we have some Asian cuisine going on here. Yum. Yummy, yummy. Oh, they got party lights up. Cafe lights, as they're called. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Here is a restaurant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here's a restaurant. A restaurant that isn't busy. It's like nobody's home. New hours. Oh, it doesn't open till 4. Well, you know, how do you get any business if you have such limited hours? Maybe they can't afford to stay open though. Eat clean, drink, eat clean, drink dirty. Bar V, it's called. Interesting choice of names. Okay, more pretty moms. These white ones are spectacular. Definitely. Okay, so nice little park area here. So this is the main street that runs by the waterfront. Gosh, you know, the sun is so bright I can't see my phone screen. I can't tell if I'm pointing right or not. Where's some shade? There we go. Now I can see a little bit better. Let me get my aim better here. Are we good? This is a new gimbal, and I'm not real sure if I like it. My other one that I've had ever since my beginning at Hago, it just died. It just stopped working one day. So go figure. And again, here's part of the the green space aspect. So you've got it all here. You've got shops, businesses, restaurants. You've got parks. You've got green spaces. You've got living spaces. And supposedly the whole concept is for everything to be right here, and you really don't have to go anywhere to find everything that you need. But I haven't seen that really working out well here. There used to be a Jerry sub shop here. Now there's nothing. It's like, where's the food? Anyway, the one thing that didn't disappoint is the fact that we are on the waterfront. And so let me take you out here over by Sagamore and show you the views here of the harbor, or this end of the harbor. So here we have, this is a nice area back here. Brilliant sunshine. Okay, so they're open and they deliver. Oh, that's the other thing. Where would you get carry out from, right? Definitely. So this is the tavern, the Rice Street Tavern. And over here is the Sagamore Spirits tours and tasting and whiskey bar and all of that. Since 1909. Nice outdoor area, outdoor seating. They got cornhole. Cornhole has seemed to regain in popularity. They have a nice bar over there too, outdoor bar. I wouldn't mind visiting that later. We shall see. Now we're looking over towards Kevin Plank's Under Armour Stadium over there. Big stadium for sure. Major, major. But I don't think it's been used for anything yet. I haven't heard anything being there. So if you zoom in and enlarge this picture, dead ahead of me in the center are some yellow and blue and orange colorful canoes. And above that to the right is the stadium. And then a little bit to the left, still almost centered, is the American flag. Right below the American flag is what's left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. There's half of it there. Right below that American flag. How appropriate, right? A good photo op. Mm-hmm. So here you're just kind of looking out into the harbor. Baltimore is a large commercial seaport. It's one of the biggest seaports, busiest in the country. Baltimore imports more new cars than anyone else in the country. That is our thing. And we also import the most farm equipment of any other port in the country. What is interesting about Baltimore's port is that we are the only port that's 200 miles inland from the Atlantic Ocean, 200 miles inland from the sea. In order to get to Baltimore's port, Captain John Smith, the guy who founded Jamestown in Virginia, first permanent English settlement, Pocahontas's man. Well, he stumbled upon Baltimore, wasn't Baltimore then, but he stumbled upon the harbor while he was exploring along the Atlantic coast. he discovered Chesapeake Bay and followed it, and it took him to the Patasko River, and he kept on going, and then he found Baltimore Harbor. It kind of dead ended there in a natural harbor. So go see. This area down here, like I said, before all of this, it was more like all of this. Oh, wow, that pier fell apart over there. Huh. But yeah, not very attractive at all. Not at all. There's another view of the half of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Boy, sad state of affairs we're in here, I'm telling you. Really and truly. Now, I don't know what this contraption is. What is this, a rail car? It must be. Huh. Is it a rail car? Used to be a picnic table. Oops, somebody's feeding animals out here. Is it, oh, you know what? That could be a kitty haven. Kitties could be living in there. Can't really tell. But okay, interesting little gadget there. Wonder what it was for. If anybody knows. I can't Google and do this at the same time. I wish I could, but I can't. So that's a big cargo ship, not to be confused with a container ship like the one that took out Francis Scott Key Bridge. Okay, well, there's a few people here in this ghost town. Looks like they're all at the Rye Street Tavern, the whole dozen or so of them. Oh my, a ghost town it is. It's kind of interesting though because there's two other reimagined multi-use districts, neighborhoods in the city that are much newer than this one, and they seem to be faring okay. But they are right in the city. That would be Harbor East and Harbor Point next door, both located between the Inner Harbor and Fells Point. So out here on the peninsula sounded like a cool name, but in reality, being on a peninsula is not really doing it any justice. So there you have it. Beautiful day for a walk around a virtual ghost town. I didn't even see any signs. I don't even know what businesses are here. It's crazy. And what happened to the couple things that were here? They're not. They're gone. Unbelievable. So, this $1 billion project has kind of ceased building for the moment. Phase 2 apparently won't be happening anytime in the near future. So much for our Dubai look-alike. That's what they were saying. It was going to look like Dubai. These skyscrapers just like sticking up like spears, like spires against the harbor backdrop. Yeah. Okay. Go figure. Right. Right. All right. Let me turn the camera around. Actually, shoo. Let me have a sit down right here in the shade for a minute. You can't see that yet, but you will. Hang on. Let me do my camera switcheroo. Hello, there I am. She's back. Okay, so that concludes this tour. Not too bad, not too shabby, eh? Okay, so I will be back next Wednesday with something else on Irish time, of course. And if you want to keep up with my adventures, please follow me on Facebook, Sharon Schultz, the Bay Lady. I am also on YouTube as the Bay Lady and on Twitch and Twitter, Bay Lady, as the Bay Lady. So, anywho, especially on Facebook and YouTube, I guess is where you can find the most information. It's where I post my tours and such. So, also, I'm on Together Virtually, a website made up of the former Hego guides, not a website, a database, so you can find us. All right. Also, one more thing. These lovely virtual tours are all tip based. That's the only thing that we get to compensate our time and our expenses, gas and such. Luckily, I love what I do, but tips are welcome. And you can do me that favor by going to the links on my Facebook page and my YouTube page, the link for Buy Me a Coffee. It's very appropriate, trust me. Okay, until next time, day trippers, enjoy your week. Signing off. Ta. Bye.